Morning. We just parked up at the end of Loch Lenaig in the Trossachs, Scotland, where today we're going to do one of Scotland's iconic Corbetts, Ben Ledi, 879 metres I think.
Yep.
Me, Essex girl in the wild, the rock stars ahead of us. Once leaving the car park, you'll find the signpost for Ben Ledi. Just follow it. That's where we're heading now. I think the weather today really is going to be a lucky bag. It's very, very localised at the moment. We've drove through rain, into sunshine, into rain. It's clagged up a bit. You can see a lot of the hills, some of them you can't see. The view east, sunrise was beautiful, but west is a little bit debatable. So we'll just see how we get on. So there's Ben Ledi in front of us. It's in and out the clag, very atmospheric. It's a good track so far. And the view behind us. And the sun is trying to break through. There's Loch Lenaig to our right. So to get over here from Creag, where we're staying for a few days, it's about 35 miles, so not too bad a drive. We wanted to do this one for quite a long time, but we've never got round to it. If you're staying in Callander, it's very easy to get to. In fact, where we're staying in Creag is a pretty good location really. Within an hour and a half you can get to the big Munros. You could get across the east coast, or you could get back this way towards Stirling. Yeah, it's a good location. Cross the forest road and keep heading up. The mountain goats are ahead of me. I've been conned into bringing a GoPro back for her.
Thank you.
The start of the walk has a fantastic path, pitched on the steep bits and very, very clear, so it's a nice easy route at the moment. We're almost out the forest now and onto the hillside. This towering crag is Creag Ghorn. The summit of Ben Ledi is above it. We're going to go up this left hand side ridge. All that moisture from the summit is pushing down into the glen now, and we're getting a little bit of inversion. The path swings right round this shoulder with Loch Vanatcha below us down there, and on the end of the shoulder here we're going to start going up the ridge. And somewhere up there in the clag is our summit. So we're at about 700 metres now and we're thicking the clag.
Yeah, it's clear up there.
Yeah.
It's like, if we were probably on a Monroe, it could have been inversion.
Yeah. It might be. We've still got 100 metres odd to go, so you just never know. "800 metres, 79 metres to go to the summit." There's a cairn just ahead of us. It's obviously to guide us in poor weather. It's rounding off now on the top here as we're approaching the plateau. In fact, this first cairn could be very well easily mistaken for the summit in poor weather like this, but it's not. We do have a little bit of a col down here, but I've absolutely no idea what's in front of us now. We've still a few metres of ascent, so probably another steep pull up. So the cross isn't the highest point, so we're going to keep on heading up. One last pull to the summit. And here we have the summit of Ben Ledi, 879 metres. It's a Corbett and a Madeline, and the summit's marked by a trig point. There you go. Way! So our descent is straight over the summit and then down the ridge in a northerly direction towards Stank Beinn. It's quite narrow up here, big steep drop off down the grass on our right hand side. Tracy's vanished. It's like gorillas in the mist up here. We'll probably hear her before we see her. Where are you going? You're going the wrong way. Tracy's just informed you in her video that it's very important to have some navigational aid in this kind of weather. Well, that would be me, considering she's left her phone in the car.
And no map.
And no map.
I've got a clue where I am.
So when we hit this old fence line, we're going to veer off to our left and drop down the fence line, and then somewhere down here we'll start turning right. You can carry on past the fence alongside this outcrop here, and it'll keep you on the edge. It's a steeper path, but in this weather we're going to take the path down the fence as it's a little bit safer. So far down the fence we're going to veer off to our right into this corrie down here, and then Beinn Nancorp. We've got a complete different type of terrain on this side of the mountain. I don't know what that ridge is in front of us, but it's lovely looking. Proper rugged. Once we get into Beinn Nancorp, just down here, we're going to take a right and drop into the burn, and that'll drop us down into Stank Beinn eventually. So we're now around the other side of Ben Ledi, and the summit's just up there to our right, still in the clag. And this is Stank Glen, just here. We're going to drop through this little gate here and down into the glen. Some beautiful autumnal colours. I'm loving this side of the mountain. This second half of the walk, in my opinion, is nicer than the first half. The view back up to the Beinn and Ben Ledi. So just as you drop into Stankburn, there's a junction in the path here. Slight left will take you down into the burn itself. We're going to take a sharp right, an area on the map called the Shielings. Cross over a ford and down the side of this little dam here. Once you get back down onto the forest road, it's just a case of following the blue markers back round to the car park. Our marker comes out into a bit of a clearing here, and then back down for a couple of more zigzags. Drops us down into the ravine. We've got a wooden fence here to stop us falling off the edge. So we're almost back down to the road now. We ain't got too far to go. In total I think the walk will be about 6.5 miles, you think? So yeah, a fantastic walk. I enjoyed the second half more than the first half. What do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, so goodbye from me.
And bye from Essex Girl in the wild.
And goodbye from our lad the rockstar, who's more interested in the road, because you don't like roads. Starting at Ben Ledi's forest car park near Loch Lubnaig, we head off through the forest, eventually finding the ridge. We started to ascend Ben Ledi. Crossing Ben Ledi's two false summits, we eventually hit the trig point at the true summit. We then drop down into the Corrie and the Bealach Nancorp. Dropping down the steep burn and then into the forest and Stank Burn. Heading through Stank Burn, came back out into the forest road and then followed the blue guide markers all the way back down to the Rob Roy Way and the car park.